Welcome to the Solopreneur CEO Podcast. I'm Carin Kilby-Clark, and along with my co-host Marcia Sheehan, we help solopreneurs lead with clarity and build businesses that grow without burnout. This show is for solopreneurs who've built something real but are carrying more of the load than they want to be. Your business works, but it depends too heavily on you. And deep down, you know it shouldn't feel this hard. Here, we talk about the mindset, systems, structure, and support it actually takes to run a business without sacrificing your well-being. We're not about hustle culture or pushing harder just to survive. This podcast is about stepping out of reactive solopreneur mode and into CEO-level leadership so your business can support your life instead of consuming it. If you're ready for honest conversations, real-world strategies, and a lot less pretending, you're in the right place. Let's get started.
Welcome back. We are just 2 days away from the Solopreneur CEO Summit. Carin and I wanted to go over some housekeeping things. Obviously, you have been reading every single word in the emails you've been receiving since registering, but sometimes people like to hear things instead of read things. If you've been on the fence about registering, like what's your damage, it's free. You have access to the recordings for 48 hours. Just join. Carin and I don't have time to pressure you or to mess around. If you're listening, you should be there. So just register. Today, we're going to be talking about the behind the scenes of what it is that we're building with the summit and how we got to the selections that we made for the speakers, the format too, because Carin and I decided to go off script like we always do. And we created this as a way that we thought we had the capacity to do it well. And I think that's our ethos. It's like build as you go and have trust that you're going to do it right. And if you don't, that you'll pivot and make it better. So Carin, you want to talk about why we created the Solopreneur CEO Summit?
I do want to double down a little bit on what Marcia just said, because normally summits are like 2 or 3 days. They're live presentations, and then you have like maybe 24 hours access to the recording. And it's a lot of pressure to show up at that exact moment, or you're going to miss all the things. And we just don't like that experience personally as viewers or as doing a summit. And so we decided, no, we're doing it one day because we don't want to overwhelm you. You don't want to spend 3 days watching a whole bunch of presentations. One day summit, you get to watch it on your time. You have 48 hours, like good amount of time to get through. It's not 20 presentations. It's not going to be overwhelming. So if you were wondering, can I just do what I want to do? Yes, you can. And let us be your example. So I just wanted to double down on that. I think when Marcia and I, we had you might not know because you're listening to this version of the podcast, but for our OGs, you probably do remember that we had another version of our podcast, Honest Convos with Carin and Marcia. And as we were honing our focus, right? Because we have always been build as it goes. We don't try to have it all perfect when we start. But as we were honing our focus with Honest Convos last year in 2025, I guess. I don't know. Time is weird. We were noticing that we were really pulling in people who were like us, solopreneurs, building a one-person business, really looking for that support and permission, right? To build a business that fits their life, that works for them and all the things. So we decided to rebrand. And then, we relaunched in January. And as we were going through that process, Marcia's like, I want to do a summit. I was like, a summit? Because I'm thinking of a summit like the normal summits, right? Like 3 days live, all the craziness. I'm like, But as I was like, sure, we'll do it. Let's do it. And so as we were building as we go, because that's what we love to do, that's how we honed it in on our format. But I think what is exciting about the way we're doing it and the summit that we're building is that we're bringing actual solopreneurs. Like, these are not going to be people who are talking to our audience from some other vantage point, or they're bringing all this other stuff that you have to then figure out, how does this apply to me? Is this really something that I need? The speakers that we have lined up are powerhouse solopreneurs that are going to bring their expertise, and they all fit together. I mean, I'm giving, you can't see it, but I'm patting myself on the back because we just did such a good job pulling in like good, solid topics that are going to help you specifically in areas of your business that you need to be focused on. It's not places that you can ignore. So yeah, I'm just, again, Marcia, you too, Pat. Okay. Yeah, we did a good job and it's going to be amazing.
Yes, it is going to be amazing. And I wanted to thank you so much for going along with this harebrained scheme that I came up with. It's not really though, but like, it's funny because how often do we miscommunicate or we don't understand what someone else is saying because we have our own vision of it? So I'm saying summit, Karen's thinking, oh my God, like this is so much work. And I'm thinking like, no, it's going to be like the third connector conference. Like everybody will meet online. This is going to be different because it's hosted in our free community. But yeah, I just was like, I don't know, like it was an S word, summit. I have it on my vision board, Summit 2026. So it was like either I could be speaking at one or I could lead one. And that's when you said that too. I love that you brought that up because, you know, our niche, our avatar, our ideal client, they are seasoned solopreneurs who've been in business for a few years. Something that I had said with Charm Cardinals that actually recruited a member, I said to her, I'm just a leader trying to lead other leaders. And that's what this community is. That's the free community, the paid community, our society. We're all a bunch of peers who are leading from our zone of genius. Carin and I, we had our second quarter workshop for the society members a couple weeks ago. And after we got off, I texted her, oh my God, it's so unnerving leading a workshop for people who lead workshops because you're thinking like, oh my God, am I doing this right? You know what I mean? This is either the third or fourth one we've done because they're every quarter. But it's like you still get in your head about these type of things. But I'm like, even the workshop leaders need workshops where they're workshopping. It's so meta. But it's just funny because there's so many times where we can think like, you know, I don't need to be in the room because either I'm too busy or because I already know this or because I've done this before or whatever. But that's not the case. We need community and we need support. We need to see what other people are struggling with so that we can feel more human as we run our businesses. Yeah. So I love that you focused on that like you're going to be learning from people who are in a completely different area. We have someone who she's an ADHD coach, and then we have someone who focuses on virtual assistants. And so it's like it's a wide range of online businesses. And then we have our photographer, Elle. Shout out to Elle. Oh my God, I love her. But so she's got like an actual brick and mortar. So it's just a really, really good mix of people. We do provide you with a proposed schedule because we think there's a very good beginning and an end. And so we do have that hashed out for you, but you can watch it as you want, like just click on whoever you feel called to. So you do want to get in the community soon though, because we are going to start sharing stuff, the bios and everything. So you can join in on Thursday the 26th at 8 a.m. But I would recommend getting in a day early and just, you know, dorking around in there a little bit. And yeah. And then we do, and like, so what Carin was saying, you know, these summits, like with the live and all of that, yeah, that makes sense. And I get it. But we know that you're probably super busy. You probably listen to us while you're in the car or on the treadmill. That's a plug for the VIP. We will have a private podcast. So if you would rather listen to the summit presentations, you can do that instead of watching in the community. But we are going to have live actions that aren't going to be shared after. So at 9 a.m., we'll be doing the coffee chat. And then at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be doing the wrap up. So there are, if you like to feel senses of urgency, there are times that you have to be there. So that'll give you like the real summit vibe, but it's only the 2 times, and then everything will be available for the 48 hours for the free attendees.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you mentioned that because there are those couple of times where we do want to show up live. And we thought, because part of it is, I mean, we know you guys want to hang out with us, right? So we thought we have to hang out a little bit. So we definitely wanted to have a little bit of that live, just show up but low pressure. It's not salesy. There's no webinar presentation or whatever stuff that normally happens in summits, like especially in the wrap up. It's usually just a webinar for them to sell you on the next thing. We're not going to shy away from telling you about our society, of course, because we think you should join, but that's not the point. Like showing up, it is a free ticket. You'll have 48 hours. You can catch some nuggets. We're going to have the private podcast, like Marcia mentioned. You'll have all the session recordings that you can keep. We'll have a workbook that you can take notes and what are you going to implement? What was your top takeaway? A guided way to capture your insights from the summit presentations. So we'll have that. So there are some good perks for the VIP, which is $47 when you first register. But if you see it later, it's going to be higher. So definitely when you see that, grab it. When you do your free ticket, you'll see the upsell for the VIP. So definitely grab that if you're like, I would love to be able to hold on to this. Yeah, you should hold on to this. So yeah. So I think we just have a lot of passion about what we think people will walk away with. The leadership thinking, the momentum and the visibility. If you heard our episode last week where Marcia and I dived a little more deep in our topics, those 2 alone definitely for sure are worth it. And then the people that we've brought together that are going to talk about all these other areas in your business, the visibility, the building a sustainable business, it's going to be a really great day. Take the day off and just focus on this if you can, because it's really worth it. I'm really passionate about how much you're going to get out of this.
Same. In the community too, like our speakers and presenters, they're going to have a thread for each of their presentations. So when you watch it, it'll be organized so that it makes sense. But just so you know, we have instructed our speakers to be checking in throughout the day to respond to the thread, but we're hoping that they'll be on the coffee chat and the closing ceremony as well. But yeah, we're super excited. And if you have any questions, you can always DM us on Instagram. We're at Solopreneur CEO. If you registered a couple weeks ago when we first launched it and you have not joined the community yet, get your butt in there and look at what we've already added. Okay. I always love to end on, a threat, but no, there's no threat. I won't do anything to you, but I'll just be disappointed. I'm just kidding. All right. Well, we will see you on Thursday. We can't wait.
Thanks so much for spending time with us today. If this episode made you feel seen or helped something click, join our free community at thesolopreneursceo.com. This is a space to connect with other solopreneurs who are building sustainable businesses and don't want to do it alone. And if you found this conversation helpful, leaving a quick review helps more people find the show and reminds them they're not the only ones feeling this way. We're really glad you're here, and we'll see you in the next episode.